In mid-February 2022, the situation in Ukraine faces an impending war crisis. First, Russia has gathered 130,000 troops and military equipment near the border with Ukraine. It also deployed troops to the pro-Russian state Belarus. Second, the number of BTG, Battalion Tactical Group, in the vicinity of Ukraine from 84 last week has increased to 100. An additional mobilization is on the way. Third, the news that has just been received is an analysis of satellite images of the Ukraine-Russian border area, and it has been confirmed that some Russian units are moving to the offensive position line. The fourth is the news that the current artillery has begun to enter the firing range, which is a common explanation among military experts that war is imminent on a tactical level. The action taken in response to NATO and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization in the United States and the West are as follows. First, the United States agreed to send 4,700 troops to Poland, which borders Ukraine. In the second mainland of the United States, a brigade-level force of the strike unit was dispatched, and an additional 3,000 men of the 82nd Airborne Division. The most elite unit of the United States was dispatched to Eastern Europe. Third, the United States sent 8 additional F-15 fighters to Poland on the 14th. The fourth NATO defense minister has decided by the 16th whether to mobilize up to 4,000 troops, 1,000 troops each, to Bulgaria, Romania, Slovakia, and Hungary. Fifth, Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau has approved to aid Ukraine with about $7.3 billion worth of weapons of lethality and ammunition and provide a loan of about $400 million. President Joe Biden of the United States has warned that if this leads to aggression, it will be the most significant of all war and peace events since World War II. The reason why Russia wants to invade Ukraine is that Ukraine is seeking to join NATO, which Russia considers a serious threat to its national security. NATO observed the 3 Baltic countries, namely Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, as members along with Poland, the Czech Republic, and other countries. Russia is strongly opposed to recent attempt to accept Ukraine as a NATO member state. According to the map, Putin is in such a position that he cannot stand still, as Russia is virtually completely surrounded by NATO member states. Second, as Vladimir Lenin said, if you lose Ukraine, Russia will lose its head. Like Lenin's opinion, Putin also sees Ukraine as a part of Russia or as a strategically important location. In particular, Putin, who views the dissolution of the Soviet Union as a disgrace imposed by the West, became an independent state after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. However, Russia still recognizes Ukraine as a territory of the Soviet Union from a historical point of view. Moreover, for Russia, Ukraine is also a strategic point for access to the Mediterranean Sea through the unfrozen Black Sea. So, it seems Putin's strategic decision to put Ukraine under the power of Russia, not the Western world. The third is the fundamental difference in perception between the United States and Russia. The United States regards Russia as a threat to the security and democracy of the West, and recognizes that it is an important part of American foreign policy to help protect the security and democracy of Eastern European countries. On the other hand, Russia is suspicious of the U.S. pursuit of its hegemony. Russia fears that democracy will spread to neighboring countries, replacing pro-Russian regimes with pro-American regimes. And Russia, including Ukraine, considers the idea that it should keep under its influence the countries that made up the former Soviet Union as a core task of Russian state affairs led by Putin. It is not known whether war will occur or whether it will be resolved dramatically through negotiation between the United States and Russia. US President Joe Biden has warned that if Russia invades Ukraine, there will be a swift and serious price, but Russia does not appear to take the warning seriously. From this week to next week seems to be a historic moment to see how the Western world will respond and what will be the result if Russia attacks Ukraine.